I'm from a single. I'm from a single parent family.
So you should be in jail, really and truly, or you should have stabbed up somebody.
Right.
According to that.
Yeah, but listen.
Yeah, the odds.
The exceptions do not negate the rule. I'm the exception.
Are you?
Not only was I from a single parent household, I grew up on 3 different estates in South London. My single mum had 5 of us in the house. 5 different siblings. Yeah, 5 children from a single parent mother on a council estate. We all should have been a statistic.
So now I'm gonna ask you.
We all should have been a statistic.
So why? Why was you not?
Because, like you said, look at the parent.
Yeah.
Right? So we have to look at my mother. Love you, mum. Right? Love you
mommy.
dearly.
Yeah.
So I have to look at my mother. Right? So I'm not saying that my story is the greatest story. And the thing is, it's such a thing because in the community, you see the story that I have, because I rarely speak about this, you know? I rarely speak about my story, right? But my story will be glorified in a rap song. It will be glorified amongst the community. Yeah, for single parent mother, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, my siblings, man, I had to struggle, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I had a struggle lifestyle as a child. Trust me, like, I remember having to heat up the house with the oven.
I remember that.
Do you know what I'm saying? When the electric's gone, and there's no electric in the house, there's only gas, and we had to heat up the house with the oven. I had to light the oven and heat up the whole house, right? But I don't speak about that because you know what? That struggle for me only made me say, you know what? I know I want better for myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand not everybody like me.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? I totally get that. Not everyone's like me. Do you get what I'm saying? I come from I grew up with 5 siblings, single mother, council estate. But that I could have been a statistic, and trust me when I tell you, I nearly was. Yeah, I could have been. Like I could have been a statistic. It's the line. I grew up around some very interesting characters, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna just very some very interesting characters. So the bottom line is, my story could have flipped into what I just read. Do you get what I'm saying? But the majority or a huge proportion of the children growing up in single parent households, they don't end up like me.
Do you know why? Because in my opinion, this is one thing that I don't want a lot of women to do, is don't jump on, because you just told a part of your story, don't jump on mum's bandwagon. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, a lot of women, what they'll do is turn around and be like, and a lot of men do it too, They'll hear a story of a great single father or a great single mother that managed...
And they'll use the exception.
And they'll use the exception and they'll go, yeah, me too. But you know what the problem with me was? My baby mother, she was out of order. So I couldn't do what I had to do, but I was on the same thing that you're saying.
I've had that conversation so many times.
No, fam. Like, because I know some great single mothers. You get what I'm saying?
So do I.
I don't want them to be in that situation. That doesn't mean I think that's an ideal situation for them. Right. What I'm saying is they hold it down. But I don't like when other single mothers that don't hold it down jump on that wave and be like, oh yeah, just like me. I'm just like you. I got kids too. And I ain't got nothing like that, bro. You get what I'm saying? Because there is differences.
So
majorly. That's why we have statistics.
I just had flashbacks of my whole childhood, but saying that. But
what did you see? Just let us know. What did you see? I'm just curious.
I mean, I grew up in South London, council estates, bro. Like, my own personal story. Drugs. Let's just say what I was around. Drugs, gang violence, stabbings. I had family members go to jail repeatedly. I had a father that wasn't around. A relationship that I wished for. So that's something that we never got into, you know. A lot of these young boys doing this violence, are looking for a family structure that they never had.
I said that.
They're looking for, I know as a young boy growing up, all I wanted was my father. That's all I wanted. I wanted him because I had abandonment issues. And a lot of these boys, the reason why I'm speaking like I'm speaking, because I can actually relate to a lot of what they don't think I can relate, right? Because I do what I do, right? And I speak the way I speak. And I'm like, oh, you sound like you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth, blah, blah, blah. I grew up in a council estate in South London with no dad. I had abandonment issues as a child, yeah? I wanted to know my father. He didn't want to know me. And it wasn't just me. He had 4 other children that he didn't want to know. So I wasn't anything special. And that's when I realized, okay, cool, he's just the way he is, right? Yeah. So when people talk about deadbeat dads and blah, 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 I know they exist because, I know they exist because I know my experience. But that story doesn't have to mold you. It doesn't have to make you go down that path of crime and violence and prison. And it doesn't have to, because the reason why I know it doesn't have to is because I know I'm it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I don't speak about it generally. I don't speak about that. Do you know what I'm saying? So I know that you don't have to go down that line, but I'm saying the majority of boys do. And the thing is, when I see them, a lot of the time I see myself. As a young like teenager, I see myself and I'm like, I know the anger. I know that anger because I was getting into fights left, right, and center, bro. Like, you only had to look at me the wrong way when I was young and we'd be in a fight. Do you know what I mean? That's how I was. Like, Doink knows how much anger I had, like, when I was like, because I've known you for like over 20 years. Like, he knows how much anger I've had, right? But I get it.